I'm feeling petty today. I think we should discuss the bullshit argument when it comes to interracial dating. Shall we?
What are you doing, Sparrow?
Couple days ago, I made a video about Mr. Umar Johnson, right? And his rhetoric when it comes to black men dating outside of his race. You know, marrying white women. Please, the internet is very interesting when you're actually discussing a subject of a person that they tend to like. So then, therefore, you have all these type of rhetoric on my comment section. Mind you, it's a small channel, so I was actually kind of impressed, right? And then you have things like, oh, he's a coon, he's a sellout. Somebody was saying that I will be the one snitching if there was like a slave runaway. That was a good comment. You know, I should mind my own business as a foreigner to stop talking about black African American. Which I was kind of confused because Umar himself didn't mention any particular ethnicity. He only mentioned about black men, and I happen to be a black man, and I happen to marry to a white woman. I figured out, why not discuss the bullshit argument that a lot of these so-called pro-black, black power, you know, yes, queen, all these type of rhetoric dudes tend to make when it comes to interracial dating. The first one: if you happen to be a black man and you are dating outside of your race, you are suffering from something called race inferiority, or better yet, self-hatred.
Black men date out their race more than all other men put together. You know why? Racial inferiority. We don't think we're as good as the white man, so we need the white woman in order for us to feel an artificial sense of equality. It is self-hatred to the 20th power.
Oh man, the projection that comes in this comment is very interesting because my fault. I thought, like, you know, when you actually have racial inferiority is when the only thing that you can actually present about yourself is the color of your skin, not your character. You don't care about, you know, whether or not to have good character or not. No, it's all about the color of their skin. And one thing I kind of notice, people that always bring that up tend to be the one that actually create the most destruction. The most destruction for the black race that they tend to advocate for. Take, for instance, yours truly, Dr. Umar. Doesn't he have like 2 kids out of wedlock? Okay, to use black women just for sex, to just be in a community dick. But God forbid you actually marry them. God forbid you actually raise and take care of that black family you so preach about. But no, the man that is actually, you know, finding somebody that they're happy with, finding someone that their character are compatible. These are the people that are destroying the black community. No. Not you creating more babies out of wedlock that actually perpetuate the poverty of the black race. No, not you. No, sir. No. These niggas right there. These niggas with a white woman are the one that's destroying the black family, aren't you? Interesting. And speaking of self-hatred, wouldn't that also mean for Mr. Umar the fact that he cannot commit to just one black woman, to raise a black family himself? Doesn't that also mean that he has self-hatred? That the fact that he was raised by a black mother make them unable to commit to any black woman that remind him of his black motto. Number 2, too many unmarried black women.
No interracial relationship is acceptable because we have too many black women who are unmarried. Black women are the largest population on the planet Earth. If you can't find one in America, get it from Africa. If you can't get it from Africa, go to the Caribbean, go to Canada, go to Europe. Why would a black man need to copulate, build a family with anything other than a black woman when you have so many black women available? It is an exercise in self-hatred. There's no way to get around it.
Given by Mr. Umar Johnson. The same Dr. Umar Johnson that would not help the statistic by actually marrying one of these all-available black queen. So, my perspective on that matter, right? Is marriage a right or is it a privilege? As a man, in order for me to achieve success, in order for me to achieve certain things, certain outcome in life, I have to prepare myself. I have to have this character development in order to achieve what I want. If I wanted to become a trucker, I had to go to school for it. I had to get my license for it. I had to do all these things that would train me to be a trucker. If I wanted to be a husband, which I am a husband, I had to actually have husband characteristic. I had to be able to learn selflessness. I have to be able to do certain things in life that would actually ensure the provision and the security of my family. So then therefore, with my wife, she had to display wifey behavior, wifey characteristic in order for me to take her seriously. To be like, you know what, this chick is freaking awesome. And yes, I did put a ring on it. Now, Dr. Umar Johnson, have you put a ring on any of these bras? That you just slinging your dick all left and right down the black community? No, you have not. So it's easy for you to preach that good game about black family. Yeah, the hypocrisy is thick on this one. Don't you find that suspicious?
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Number 3, marrying a white woman. You think that she's on your side, but she's just as racist as all the other white people.
That even when you date or marry outside of your race, the non-African that you're marrying, the white person or be the person of another culture, but particularly white people, they are still just as racist as other white people. There's this notion that when you marry or date a white person, that particular white person was more liberal than other whites. The research does not bear that out. The research shows that they are just as racist as other white people. And
that one got me. How does Mr. Umar come to this conclusion if he wasn't himself racist? So then therefore it is fair to say no matter what the hell white people do, they will always be considered racist. Oh, my poor white woman. Oh, she thought writing that BBC and stuff like that would make her not racist anymore, but oh no, poor woman. She would always be racist, according to Mr. Umar Johnson, Community Johnson. Number 4, you're not just marrying your spouse, you marrying her community, her society, her culture.
You marry into a community. So I didn't marry a Jewish woman. I married into Jewish society. I didn't marry an Asian woman. I married into an Asian family.
That one I kind of agree with, right? I kind of agree with a little bit, but not in the way that you actually think. Because I think, yes, you first marry your spouse. And then because of your spouse, you then fall in love with her culture, with her traditions, with her community, all that stuff. It's like, my wife, she loves Haitian culture. She want to learn how to make Haitian rice, Haitian food. She's always like always trying to surprise me. I'm like, oh, shoot, when did you learn how to make that? So all these things, because she loves my culture. She loves where I came from. She loves the thing that made me who I am as a person. And I love her culture. I love Polish food. I love, the language. I'm learning the Polish language, all that stuff, right? So then therefore, it's because of her. It's because of her I fell in love with her culture. But she was a horrible person. I wouldn't give a damn about her culture. So I guess with that mindset, that when you marry someone, you also marry her community. That explains why Mr. Umar Johnson happened to be a Johnson for the community and not for just one black queen. Yes, I will continue to emphasize that Mr. Johnson, Community Johnson, cannot commit to one black queen. Just one. One black queen. Commit to that one black queen. Give us that example of what it's like to have a power couple of a black family. Please, Dr. Umar Community Johnson, do that for us.
And get the white women that other white men genuinely do not want. You don't get the top of the line white women. You don't. You get leftovers.
That hurt. That hurt. They're telling me that I only get the white woman that all the white men reject. That hurt. But he can also reverse it. He can also say that white woman only get the black men that black woman rejects. You know, the nerdy type of black men, the one that were into anime, the one that were into manga, the one that were actually, you know, as myself used to actually play hockey in high school. Right? People tend to marry based on proximity, opportunity, and similarities. Right? I like anime, my girl like anime, we talk about anime, and the next thing you know, we doing the anime thing. Right? That's what I thought. But no. You should reject those white supremacy premise and pretend to be the black of the black, black of the black. And then when you go around, you gotta have that Negro swag in order to get you one of these black women. And if you damn reject, you try again and again and again and again until you stop being who you are as an individual. You pretend to be someone else just to get that black queen. White men tend to actually like them flat asses. But because my wife had a little, you know, and I happened to catch that, I'm like, I want that. These crackers rejected that behind. Yeah, I'll take that. Last on the list, which has to do with an economic problem. An economic problem is the fact that when black men marry white women or anybody outside of that race, their resources now don't go to the black community.
Look at the economics. Take the romance out. Take the emotion out. Let's look at the economics. Marriage is a business contract. Women on average live longer than men. So if I marry a white woman and I die prematurely, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. I die prematurely, rest in peace, marvelous Marvin Hagler. That white woman is not going to take any of the wealth that I built as a black man and give it to the black community so we can help regenerate ourselves. She's going to keep that money for herself, and all that black money will go back into the hands of white society. Interracial marriage is economic betrayal.
That is a good argument. And he's right. But also Dr. Umar has the similar argument when it comes to black people spending money and giving it back to white people.
What do children do? They spend their money on the things that they like, right, and they beg their parents for the things that they need. Is that not black America? $2 billion on Air Jordans every year. You're right. $4 billion on liquor, $30 billion on hair and beauty, nearly $1 billion on chicken, turkey, beef, and pork, multiple billion on video games, multiple million on children's cologne.
I mean, he said it himself better, and that kind of canceled out the argument. Because if you do the logic, if you do the math, if I leave my fortune to black people, and they tend to take that money and give it back to white people, so then why not cut out the middleman and give it directly to white people? That kind of makes sense, right? Is that the argument because you want that money to be spent by black women to give it to white people? Because it's still going to be the same transaction. You do know that, right? I mean, this argument doesn't make any sense. Because you do have enough black men marrying two beautiful, awesome black women. And I'm not being facetious about this conversation. Because I have a lot of my friends. Most of them are actually marrying to their wife is freaking awesome. Right? So there are plenty of good black women out there. Just like there are plenty of white good white women out there. The thing is, when you only think about the color of someone's skin but not the content of their character, you're not gonna be able to commit as you preaching. One of the things that a lot of these pro-black have in common is that they will always talk about black love, but they will never practice what they preach. That's why you have a guy like Umar Johnson. That's why you have a guy like Brother Polite. That's why you have a whole bunch of these Negroes that only want to talk about how, beautiful and blah, blah, blah the black queen is. Yet, they would also in the same breath make the argument that black men are not supposed to be monogamous.
Monogamy is not natural to alpha males.
Right? So then therefore they continue to perpetuate the same pookie behavior, the same baby out of wedlock, that you're not raising your kid in a structure that protect them, which is marriage. You keep having kids out of wedlock. And then these kids are growing up without any structure because you are too busy being a community dick. And then therefore your kids will then continue to perpetuate the same poverty mindset, the same victimhood mindset, that it's all white people's fault. And the brother that actually happened to marry to a white woman also are the biggest threat to so-called black culture or black community. Meanwhile, you're not doing your part. You're not raising that black family for you to pass on that generational wealth. That's the point of my argument. And if you continue to, perpetuate the same argument, I have one question for you. Where is your black queen? Where's your black queen? Are you married? That's it. If you're not one of those things, you don't have a black queen of your own. You only have baby mamas or chicks that you just smashing. Then you are doing more damage to the community than a guy that just happened to be in a relationship with a different race. Anyway, let me know what you think down below in the comment section. So share, like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Message. Thank you, Sister Avanti. $10 coming on the Cash App. Thank you, sister. Next time, make it 20, but thank you for that 10. I know you barely had that. Thank you, sister.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?